Why didn't Copperhead attack Nightwing?
Children, away from the area. Evacuate all children. Evacuate all children. Evacuate all children. Evacuate all children.
Hi. In issue 94 and 95 of the 1998 Nightwing comics, he and Tarantula had to face off against Copperhead. Throughout the comics, Copperhead does his best not to hurt or touch Nightwing, even accepting a beating from him. Close as he gets to attacking, he is flinging his arms open to force Nightwing to make a path for him. You would think that Copperhead fears him, but no. If anything, he could have killed Nightwing anytime he wanted, but he doesn't. And this led me down a rabbit hole of asking, why?
In the previous issues, Blockbuster had been blackmailing Nightwing and killing anyone who got close to him, including strangers he bumped into. Tarantula shoots Blockbuster and Nightwing's mind just shatters, him blaming himself for everything. Where she then takes advantage of him, worsening his mental state. In issue 93, Nightwing is disassociating and practically catatonic, having to be dragged to a motel bed. When Tarantula finds out who's been killing drug lords, she runs from the store to the motel to put the food away and gets changed. Copperhead is already there, the steam from the shower giving him a theatrical entrance. For the shower to steam up before she got there, he needed to have gotten there 6 minutes before she did, minimum. Given his top speed is 80 miles an hour in a straight line and hers is 8.07 miles an hour, he got there in at least 30 minutes before her, a whole hour to 2.5 hours if he entered the motel right after she left, giving him plenty of time to kill Nightwing, and in Nightwing's mental state, he wouldn't have been able to stop him.
So what was stopping Copperhead from killing him? One of three things. One, Copperhead took pity on him. Copperhead isn't a soulless monster, unlike Tarantula. By this point, he's still taking care of Shadow Thief, who was more than likely catatonic and broken when he found him, much like Nightwing is now. Nightwing honestly wouldn't notice who's taking care of him. Copperhead likely encouraging him to drink water, move around, and change into clean clothes, gently telling him everything's gonna be okay. He would easily infer what happened from what smell is where, and Nightwing's reaction to being touched. When Tarantula returns, he goes into character but never smiles throughout the fight and doesn't say much. This game is a tad personal. And when Nightwing catches him trying to kill her, Copperhead gives him a look before diving into a hole in the wall. It wasn't a look of fear, but of interest, and seeing if he'll try to stop him or go back to bed. 2, he has respect for him, in this assassin dad kind of way. Nightwing, you are not expected here. These are not your killing grounds, is Copperhead's version of, you're not supposed to be here, go home. Tarantula even stabs Copperhead in the arm, and Copperhead doesn't flinch. In the moment, he sees that Nightwing is in no condition to fight and knows he could easily kill him. Tarantula is an afterthought. In the fight, he lets Nightwing get in all the punches, but not once fighting back. He even gives an impressed smile after Nightwing draws blood, something most heroes can't do. When running away, he gets caught in Nightwing's mesh net. Nightwing points out that Copperhead is a master escape artist. He wasn't even trying to rip through it before she walked up to him faking unconsciousness as it doesn't have a strong enough kick to knock him out. Obvious from the fact that he had his eyes open while they were leaving. She's also one of the weakest heroes he's been up against. Copperhead likely doing this to get out of an interrogation, waiting for them to leave so he can finish his jobs. And 3, he doesn't want to deal with the aftermath. Copperhead knows Nightwing has a lot of hero connections. If he killed Nightwing, he'd have the Teen Titans, the Justice League, Young Justice, the entire Bat family, the International Justice League, a handful of bad guys, and who knows who else hunting him for months. It's not something he's willing to risk, especially even if he could survive the attack. He's got secrets, a reputation, and an adopted son to protect. It's most likely a mix of all 3.
We interrupt your lovely little program for an ad. Are you tired of your children reading AI garbage? Well, I've just published the first book in a series made for the whole family. Does your kid like sci-fi? Do they like mysteries? Do you long for the days where kids' stories had traces of blood, gore, fun art, and lots of plots? Then you might actually enjoy it. For just $5 on Kindle, your kid can read Detective TIEM Cracking Eggs by Justina L. Cleveland. More stories to come. Link might be in the description.
A funny thing about the shower that just drives our point. Copperhead didn't need to be in it, but he was. He could have easily attacked her from behind or under the bed, given Nightwing's costume is nowhere to be found, and Copperhead had literally been taking care of Nightwing minutes before he was washing Nightwing's costume. The thing was covered in evidence, and washing it was helping to get rid of traumatic reminders. And you can tell this was what he was doing because there was enough water in the tub to spill over the edge, despite the curtain being closed before he jumped out. He was also mostly dry on top and on the back. On top and back, and the shower wasn't on despite lots of steam. He looks like us when we wash puppies. Copperhead also has this habit where he will use his current situation to his advantage for a dramatic attack. So after Nightwing left to hide the motorcycle, she bursts through the door, ordering him to change. Copperhead steps in the shower and shuts the curtain, waiting for her to stop talking to make his entrance. She doesn't have time to ask why he was in the shower in the first place, nor why he's hunting her.
Why would Copperhead respect Nightwing? Copperhead makes it pretty clear in most of his comics that he has little respect for heroes, mostly because they treat him like a joke, interfere with his job, and have an air of arrogance. Copperhead isn't a fan of arrogant people, insults, or people who don't take their job seriously. Nightwing rarely insults people, takes his job seriously, and tries to stay grounded while having fun. Copperhead, because of his sense of smell, particularly practically knows everyone's identities. This is the first and only time Copperhead fights him directly. He practically watched him grow up as a teen titan, and knows he's been raised by Batman, Bruce Wayne, and can literally see and smell ex-cop all over him. Other people's secrets aren't secrets to him. Walking in on Nightwing's lowest and most vulnerable point and not killing him shows the mad respect he has for the boy, which is more than he gets from some heroes he calls friends. Copperhead may view Nightwing similarly to himself. Copperhead is a creature to fear, Nightwing is a creature to desire. People forget they're both human. That and both of them are acrobatic circus folk who run around cities beating people up.
Honestly, while we were reading this comic, we were rooting for Copperhead to kill Tarantula, despite the fact that we knew she'd survive. We root for him every time we reread the comic. We have never hated a character so much. That's my favorite. Tarantula is the opposite of Copperhead. Her job is to save people, but she takes advantage of them in their weakness. His job is to kill, but he will put it aside to help someone. Better a villain with compassion than a hero with none. We headcanon that after her arrest, he broke into her cell to finish the job, most likely out of revenge for his injured reputation. It's the same reason he attacked Superboy. It's possible that the lady who wrote the comics intended Copperhead to fear Nightwing, hence the running away and refusing to fight him, but the artist understood that heroes don't scare him. The closest he gets to being scared is having a PTSD in a helicopter over dense jungle. She likely gave vague descriptions and the artist went ham with it, sneaking in their own story. Given Copperhead's backstory is one of the biggest mysteries in DC Comics, they could do whatever they want with him, and they made him respect Nightwing. Or imply it at least.
Why would he target Tarantula? She wasn't interfering and was still a new hero. Our theory is that killing her was part of a different, ongoing job. She's a new hero. He's been killing new heroes because someone wants the Justice League to stay small and controllable. If Nightwing had interrogated him, Copperhead likely would have told him who hired him to kill the drug lords and Tarantula. He has a habit where he will tattle to cops if his fellow bad guys stab him in the back. Nightwing is an ex-cop, and Copperhead has respect and pity for him. Nightwing getting him to talk wouldn't have been that hard, so Copperhead lets Tarantula knock him out. Again, the mesh net wouldn't have held him if he did choose to escape. He could have also easily bitten her leg off, but didn't. Or, more likely, he faked being unconscious to wait for them to leave. Once they're gone, he can get back to work, but that's not as fun to talk about.
In the comic, she thought it was a good idea to go and fight the snake that almost killed her. Picking Copperhead to be your nemesis is literally a death wish. She couldn't even guarantee that Nightwing would show up on time or that he would take on Copperhead. The most Nightwing knew about him was that he's big, strong, venomous, fast, and can't be restrained. She knew he was big, strong, and fast, and venomous, and still thought it was a good idea to pick a fight with him. Thing is, he stops playing with his food on round 2. Only one superhero has ever faced Copperhead more than twice without almost dying. Wally West Flash. He took him on 3 times, making Copperhead part of Wally's Rogues Gallery on a technicality. Copperhead doesn't even care. The only hero who could count him as a nemesis was the lady who killed him, and that took a super laser to the face. Tarantula with a gun and a knife never even had a chance. Before I end this, I want to go on a small tangent. The reason the author even wrote the Nightwing Gets Raped story wasn't because she wanted to tell a story about how men can also become victims of this, but because she wanted to sleep with him. She had her self-insert take advantage of him because she couldn't think of a way to make him do it consensually make them do it consensually within the story. The audience hated it and called her out on it. She admitted she didn't even know the actual definition of rape and apologized. Now there are women on TikTok who are posting about how much they want to sleep with him, the exact thought process that created this story in the first place. After reading this storyline, I came up with my own superhero that was based around the idea of what if this resulted in a child. Now I have 2 superhero teams, a necessary evil government program, an assassin group, and over a dozen villains. If you want me to make a video on it, leave a superhero emoji in the comments below.
Comment, like, and subscribe. Don't be rude to me. Bye!